Hello, everyone. Great to connect with all of you, and happy Tuesday for those of you who are joining us live today. If you are playing this later after we've aired, then thank you for taking the time. Super excited to connect with you today. I am Jennifer Katrulya, co-president of Family Office Association, if we haven't met. And normally I would be joined by Rush Olney. Rush does have a travel obligation today. He's not able to join, so I will be holding down the fort and appreciate you taking the half hour with us. So a lot of updates today, and you'll see we have a couple cameras around and a few things we're working on today. So I'll be figuring out which the best viewing, but really excited about the things we have going on and a lot of updates to share. And then we'll dive in actually to a bit of content today. So for those of you who have been following along with us, Family Office Association really is a very, very carefully and selectively curated group of family offices across the world, as well as on the rise wealth accumulators who are going through exits and making things happen and who are on the path to really becoming a family office, but who already have the mindset of accumulating wealth, of passing it on through generations, and of making an impact. And so it's such a privilege to have the opportunity to continue to work with the community. And last week it was a very energetic call, and a lot of you chiming in. So please feel free, love the comments and questions, and we'll always get to as many as we can during the show. For anyone we can't respond to during the show, we will make every effort to follow up with you afterward and look forward to it. I also should mention on every show that anything we talk about is for informational purposes, and please always consult with your own accountant, attorney, professional team before making any decisions for yourself. Every situation is different. So for today, as we have some housekeeping to catch up on, excited to share with you, and then we will go into some content want to try to share with you today. So first is the schedule of events. We are so excited this year to really have such a collaboration, and thank you to those of you who have been emailing and calling and saying, hey, I'd love to host events in my area and I'd love to contribute in some way, whether it's a venue or through some other resources that you have available and want to share with the community. What that's done is actually cause us to make some modifications to the calendar we had laid out in the fall. And so you'll see we've actually pulled some events off of the calendar, especially later in the year, and move some things around. The goal is really by the end of this week to have the calendar re-solidified for you. And we'll continue to add things as they become available. We have a lot of friends and strategic relationships as they let us know about events they're hosting or that they're aware of, and perks that come up. We want to make sure we share those with you, but we are making some calendar changes. So thank you for your patience, and we'll keep everyone posted. In terms of next up on our event list, February 1st, for those of you in the New York City area or traveling in, we do have a happy hour the evening of the 1st. And so that information is on the website, on the member website as well. On February 7th and 8th, we'll be joining friends of ours who are hosting a great family office event in Utah. And so I expect we'll see a number of you there and excited about it. If you are a family office and you're not aware of this event or would like more information, please feel free to reach out, and happy to share that with you. I believe there are a few invitations and spots left, and always happy to confirm for you, and love to certainly be inclusive if we can. And on February 29th, really, really excited about how this is coming together. We're going to talk about a little bit later in the show the global philanthropy group that we've started with Family Office Association. And this group has really come together with global leading families. We're incredibly excited about the opportunity here to really drive and support change and positive impact. And while this group will ordinarily meet over Zoom throughout the year, first monthly and then quarterly, our founding leadership council, as well as some guests and great speakers and government and organizational leaders, will be joining us on February 29th in southern Florida for a day of strategic meetings and discussions and presentations. We have had a great venue offered to us there. And so some of you I know already have let me know you'll be traveling in for this event. If you are a family office leader, if you are part of an organization that is making great change and is really committed to global philanthropy and global impact, if you are a company that is rapidly growing and that is producing something that is really going to or is already making an impact and driving improvements, whether that's in healthcare, climate change, anything that you're working on that you feel would be appropriate for this event, please let us know. We're certainly open to speaking with potential incredible speakers who are doing things that our members should know about. So thank you very, very much. And with additional events, we're looking forward to bringing those forward to you. I will say, for those who are going to be involved or attending or want to attend anything related to the F1 in Miami in May, that has suddenly become a hot topic that people seem to be focused on now. So we do have some events we'll be participating in. We know a number of you have started to bring those to our attention, and that seems again to be one that's kind of buzzing around a little bit. So please feel free to again reach out about that. Happy to talk about things we know are going on or that we're doing, and discuss collaborations as well. So with regard to getting information to you, we mentioned this on the last show, but really want to ask you, we'll see in last week's newsletter and in this week's newsletter, the request for you to update your contact information with us. And that's really important because we are announcing now a lot of regional events, and we want to make sure that if you would like to attend them, that you're on the list and that you're getting those updates. And that will only happen, we want to make sure we're not filling the inboxes of people outside of those regions. So it's really important that we have your city and state, because that's how we'll narrow down who's receiving a specific set of notifications for events within a range of zip codes around where the event is located. So if you didn't see that update last week in the newsletter, you'll see it this week. And if you still don't see it, please feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a note, and we'll get you that link to make your updates. Another reason why that's important is you will also be receiving a survey asking for your permission and updating our agreements for FOA members and Resource Council, so that we are able to send you, we have some great relationships who want to send you gifts. And so whether that's a book we have one of the top thought leaders in the world who has a book coming out and who wants to share that with you, our members, in advance of it being released to the public. And so we need to make sure that we have your information and your permission to share it with the Fulfillment House. So again, be on the lookout for that permission request and that update. And we are excited to be able to share that with you. We are in full speed ahead launching the new member website. We're getting great feedback. So if you are a member, Resource Council member, please look out for that invitation email. And you will also, either you have received or you'll be receiving from me a direct email asking you to sign up for your one-to-one meeting, so that we can make sure we help you make the most out of the website, learn all the different things that you have access to, and really enjoy the experience. We will then do some group calls as well, and some support updates, and just some community builders. But we want to start by making sure we do as many one-to-ones as possible, reconnect with you. So between myself, Rush, the FOA team, we want to make sure we're connecting with you as well. Any and all of those things, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out, and we'll make sure we help. So with regard to what we have going on in the community, Rush and I mentioned on a previous show, and I'm going to see if I can share a screen here without causing too much havoc. We are going to show a slide. All right, so we've been talking about for a while now the FOA peer communities, and we're really excited about this and really excited to get them launched. So within the broad Family Office Association, we have now interest groups or interest communities, and you'll see the note on the slide. First, you'll see the various communities that are launching. So we have our global impact, our next gen leaders, lifestyle and wellness, our investments, really just informational. Again, we don't deal make through FOA. real estate, alternative investments, our EB5 community, which is getting a lot of attention, and we're really excited about that. Our sports and entertainment, and arts and fashion, women legacy leaders, and FOA kids. As a reminder, FOA is a full family community, and a number of you have been coming forward and asking, are we going to have family focused events? And so we certainly want to do that, and we're excited to do that. And so the fact that each of our communities will have a founding leadership council of 10 individuals, with the exception of our global impact community that has 25 person founding council. If these communities are of interest to you, and please feel free to reach out. We are taking applications for the founding councils. If you just want to be a part of the community and in the buzz, each one will have its dedicated discussion forum in the website. And we also are starting a group WhatsApp channel. A number of you will know that over the last year, we got connected as much as possible through a group LinkedIn chat. And it was a lot of fun, and people were really taking advantage of it, so much so that we quickly learned the capacity of the group within that LinkedIn chat was limited. Now, my understanding is that the WhatsApp group chat, we can add up to 1,024 participants to a given group. And so that certainly gives us more room, and we are kicking off that WhatsApp group. So we will want your approval and actually opt in to be part of that chat. But that also plays into one of our other communities, which is our lifestyle and wellness community. And so we've talked about on prior shows, and you've heard me mention or maybe seen some of my posts on my LinkedIn personal profile or on Instagram if we're connected. But this year for me really is a year of health, and really of focusing on individual health and wellness, as well as, of course, expanding our focus on it through the community. And that is nutrition, that's fitness, that's fashion, all the things that contribute to the inside and out of lifestyle and wellness. And while I am off the road this month and focusing on getting things organized for the year by taking some time off the road, come February 3rd, travel year is in full swing. So I'd love to connect with some of you who are traveling a lot, who are juggling busy lives, who are focusing on your health at whatever level you're engaged, and really provide the fun. If you're in a given city, tips and tricks you have for people, great restaurants you're finding that you feel contribute to a healthy lifestyle, places you're finding to walk or work out or other things you're doing, and share the information, and hopefully team up when we're each traveling to places where we might have members or other friends we can connect with. So look forward to sharing all of that with you. And again, so we'll do that through an increasing amount of chat, both within the website and through WhatsApp. And so with the focus on our upcoming Global Impact Forum and the launch of the communities, wanted to talk a little bit today about the emphasis we have on this Global Impact Forum and on our group. So I'm going to take down the slide. But again, if anybody has questions about this, please feel free to reach out, and I'll share more information and look forward to getting some of you involved. And then, but specifically with regard to the impact community and what we're seeing and hearing, some of you are going to be very, very far down the path in this area and experts on it. You probably are asked to speak at conferences and really lead the charge. For others of you, this may be newer. So I just want to provide some framework for what we're doing, what we're talking about, and what it looks like as far as the path forward. And so really what we've seen, and this has come together pretty organically. We certainly know that many or most of the families we're involved with are very focused on some form of impact and some form of philanthropy, whether that is in your local community and you are committed to a specific cause that's important to you or your family. That is certainly an important thing. What we find is that so many families are along with foundations, universities, governments, focused on national and global change and driving changes, that there's immense power in any one of those individuals or families or relationships, when brought together in an organized way and with an organized strategy, that's an incredible powerhouse. The family, as a family office, you of course have the benefits of the financial resources, the autonomy, not being bound by social, political, or other constraints that certainly can put some chains around others, even with the best intentions. And you don't have the same budget considerations or requirements or rules that beyond the decisions made by your family that some others are faced with. And so what we've seen certainly is that the focus on sustainable investing has become more important than simply investing for return on the investment. And while certainly returns are still important, knowing that your investment is driving social, environmental change and has the right governance in place has become really what people look for in terms of the personal return on your investment and the personal reward. So when we think about that, what we really are excited to do is we've heard so many that are making, you know, many millions of dollars of investment, and certainly an investment of time, but also of the influence of the family, whether it's in a different given region or country, and also a number of individuals working to help with the achievements that are aligned with the UN, the Sustainable Development Goals, so the SDGs put out by the UN. With those goals and efforts that so many are involved in, we are excited to bring all of that to a table and come up with an 18-month strategy, an 18-month plan as a group, and talk about the events that are available to everyone, the need for resources, the types and timing of resources needed, and again, raise all ships and really find opportunities to collaborate and work together. Some of this came about because at a conference we held back in September, there were two participants who, on their own, incredible world-changing individuals who, as they began speaking after being introduced, realized that they were focused on missions and efforts that were really bucket list items for each of them, but that they hadn't found a great way to channel their efforts. And so by meeting and comparing notes about what they're doing today and what they want to do and are capable of doing, that became an incredible alliance where they're now working together and doing a number of things that would have been very difficult to accomplish on their own, or would have taken a long time to get to the place they're in now. So just seeing examples like that happen, and we've seen that many times, even just in the last year of FOA, we want to do what we can just to further support that. And so we also are finding that in terms of just the ability to create the foundational solutions that support the expansion of these efforts, we'll talk about things such as education. And so in education, there's really two parts to the discussion. The first is that education and the advancement of learning will helps educate more families and share more information with a broader range of people, whether that's families, universities, foundations, those who can contribute to driving the types of changes we're talking about achieving. And so finding the right ways to get that communication out, finding the right ways to share information, and finding the right tools and methods to getting everyone on the same page and rowing together, that's one critical part of education. And then the second part is bringing education into the communities where the change and improvements are needed, and doing it in a way that balances informing with also motivating and driving that change is a critical second part of education, because the more informed and the more advanced a community is and individuals are, the more they are able to mobilize and actually contribute to making the changes in their own community. And so we want to make sure that we are supporting both of those things. And we know a number of our families are involved in, whether it's domestically or globally, building schools, helping to create homes and communities that are well beyond what those regions have had any time in their past. And that enables the ability to have thriving homes, education systems, resources in the community, employment in the community, allows us to take exponential steps forward in terms of improvement at the individual level, at the community level, and ultimately at the national and global level. And so we'll also look at things such as philanthropic efforts. How do you make sure you're aligned as a family? How do you continue those efforts through multiple generations? And how do you ensure that we've had a number of conversations recently about follow your payment. So where families and others find causes they believe in and are making donations that they hope and assume are actually going toward achieving what they set out to do with that investment, and taking it a step further now, actually going and visiting the places where you are donating your money and see what kind of change that's being made, seeing how your checks are flowing through those organizations, and actually meeting some of the people you're helping, and really doing kind of your own oversight to make sure that where your money is being invested is actually making a difference and doing good, and isn't getting caught up in overhead or in other areas of the organization, or just not making it again the way you've intended to the people who need it most. And so we've seen a lot more of that, the actual families and donors stepping in to follow the money, follow their checks. Beyond that, we're looking at specific ways families and the community overall can help to significantly drive change where it's needed most, whether that's in healthcare and biotechnology, climate change, impact investing in technology and innovation, building out resilient communities. What does the multi-year plan look like for that? And how do you ensure that once the initial money has been spent and the initial goal is achieved, that the rules and the processes are in place and the ongoing oversight, so that that's sustainable and it is a long-term solution and is geared for success and positioned for success in the long term. What is required in order to do that? Who's going to do that? And what are the controls in place to make sure that actually happens? And then really aligning the values through including future family members, broadening that to include more in the community, back to the education we were discussing, and the deployment of, we have a number recently of community foundations, of universities and others coming to us and wanting to collaborate with you as a family office community, with our resource council members, and really looking to find ways to raise all ships and to work together again versus working everyone individually as islands. So we're very excited to bring that community forward. And so again, if you are someone who is a family wanting to participate in that process or have a seat at the table, please let us know. Certainly, I'm contacted so frequently, it happened today, by companies who are expanding and looking to meet and collaborate with families. And we want to be very careful always how we do that, but who are making significant world-changing efforts. And so we do want to bring that information forward and highlight it and incorporate that into the solutions that we're discussing. And so I look forward to hearing from many of you who are involved in those processes and very excited. Certainly, we do have a limited number of speaking engagements, whether it's at our February event or forward. So please let me know. And I really, really want to thank all of you as we close up today and look at our shows for the next couple of weeks. We will be talking heavily about the master classes actually that we're launching. They will begin early March and run every 6 to 8 weeks for the rest of the year. And those will include really a range of best family office policies, procedures, best practices, the learnings that we have along the way. We'll be bringing to you a number of our family office members and friends as speakers, as well as our resource council members and some really special guests that we're very excited about and we'll be sharing with you soon. I want to thank you all again very, very much for spending your afternoon with me. Obviously, we're holding this, if you're live, on a Tuesday versus our normal Monday slot, and certainly want to observe the importance of the holiday yesterday. Hope everyone had time to reflect and extend some appreciation. And thank you again for joining us today. Look forward to many wonderful weeks ahead as we continue through 24. and look forward to hearing from all of you and continuing to build the relationships. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. Thank you.